Hello, friends. So, today we are going to talk about APIs. So, what are APIs? So, full form of APIs is Application Programming Interface. So, let's see what it can do. So, we'll be building one sample API using a Flask application like in Python. So, I'll just create a folder, new folder, and then, yeah, then I'll just open this in VS Code. So I am not getting this option. Yeah, open VS Code. So yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'll make a new file and I'll make it main.py. So this is going to be a Python API. So and we'll be also using ngrok like to host it publicly, like for a couple of seconds. But to host it at a production level, you would need a Linux server and WSGI. So that's a talk for some other day. So now let's get started. So what does an API do basically? So an API is something that is like a gateway. For example, you are a client who is making a application and the developer of some other project has what you need. So he is hesitant to give you the whole code. So he can just create an API which will give you responses if you call the API, and then you can use those responses to work with your app. So it's that simple. So I think talk is boring. Let's get started with the code. So I'll just from Flask import Flask. So what did we do here? So Flask is a module in Python. So from that we imported the Flask class. So we'll just write app uh sorry, so app is equals to Flask underscore name. So what do we do here? So we define a variable app which is a Flask application, and it is taking the parameter name. So what is underscore name underscore? So it will return main.py, which is the name of the file, if you're working in the current directory. So, for example, if I just create one more file which is hello.py, so if I print underscore name, so okay, I'll just do this. So if you can see this, so I have configured one shortcut which is Control Enter to run my Python files. So you see, you will get underscore main, even though it's hello.py. So this will make sure, even though the name of your file is something, the name of your Flask application is main. So that's nothing to do with. Now, what we'll do, we'll just write app dot run. Then we'll write debug is equals to true. So what is this? So what we did, we defined our application and then we are going to run the application. And what is debug equal to true? So whenever you make a change in your application, so this debug equals to true automatically reloads the code, like the HTTP wherever, or the local host where you are hosting it. So for now, let's create a endpoint. So how do you create an endpoint? So this is syntax. So at app dot route, and then if we are at the like home, like slash, so you will see what is slash. But now, according to the syntax, we need to define a function which is going to be run. So I'll just write def home, and then I'll just do this. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, yeah, I'll just write return. So we have to always return something in a Flask application. So return. Okay, we'll be like, yeah, subscribe. Okay, subscribe now. So yeah, please go and subscribe. It helps a ton. So I'll just control enter, and you see there's some, oh my god, there's something. Yeah, it looks interesting. So we are now going to go into the warning because We have nothing to do with it. So I just went to my local host and yes, you see, yes, subscribe now. So what did happen? Like, so you see, we are having this local host. So if we just type a slash, then we go here. So we get yes, subscribe now. So what happened? So in your app, if you go to the slash of the app, then the home function is run and it returns yes, subscribe now. So if you see, it takes HTML files like for good. So like I'll just show you something interesting. I'll just render template and then I'll just return something like render template, then index.html. So you don't have the index.html file. So I'll just get going and then it should probably give error, which it didn't. So I don't care about that. So now I'll just go here and I'll just go to getbootstrap.com and let's check for some templates or something. So I'll just pick up one a template and we'll just start doing. So yeah, this one looks good and so yeah, let's copy it. So I'll just click Control U. So I'll go to the page sources and then I'll Control C and then I'll just make an index.html file. I'll just paste this. So it will not work most probably because we have to uh, link the bootstraps here. Oh my God, where the heck is the bootstrap thing? Yeah, here it is. So I'll just go to the docs and I'll just why? Okay, yeah, docs and then why just happening? Yeah, I'll just go to yeah. So I'll just click these tags and I'll just link it. So if you see, they linked it using the folder thing. So I'll just see slash docs 5.3. So this doesn't exist. So we need to link the bootstrap tags because we don't have those folders. They must be working in their development environment, having all the stuff in their computer. So yeah, it should work for them, but not for us. So if I control S and I'll just go here and reload. So template not found. Jinja. Okay, what is this? So I returned render template index.html. So it should work. So I'll just restart my server, like whatever not server. Okay, and then I'll just reload this. Okay, so what's the problem? Template not found index.html. Okay, so we have to put it in the templates folder. So the Flask application always looks for these kind of things in a templates folder. So and you see we get some boring kind of thing. So yeah, we have to import the CSS and all that stuff. So we have to just look at errors. So you see sign in.css. So this is something we are going to look for. So let's go to the template, the one we saw, the sign in one, and then I'll just go to the inspect elements and I'll just go to the sources and sign in.css. Yeah. So I'll just control A and control C and I'll just paste it in this in one of my style tags, I think. So okay, I did not put a style tag. So I'll just put a style tag, STY. So style tag is used to put CSS if you don't know. So I'll just put this and I'll just put Control Alt F. I have an extension prettier, so it will just make all things look better. So I think this is our template. So it's looking much better. So we don't have the image. So you see, this is a application, HTML page which you hosted with this. So now we are talking about API. So now you see what can Flask do. So now let's understand how do APIs work. So let's do something interesting. I'll just create one more endpoint, the app dot route, and then I'll just create a slash. But then I'll just create a Wikipedia. Then I'll write here query, query. Then Here I'll write uh, page. So just be with me for some time, then you'll understand what I'm doing. I'll just import Wikipedia, and then I'll write def search, search underscore Wikipedia, and then there's a syntax in this Flask or Ginger, whatever. So if you're passing variables, so query and page are variables because they are in those greater than less than symbols, so they are taking as variables. So if you type slash Wikipedia slash something something and then slash something something. So this something something is taken as the query, and the next something something is taken as the whatever variable we give page. So if we do, we'll get not found, or we'll, yeah, the site can't be reached. Okay, so I just close the terminal. So yeah, it won't. So what I'll do, so Wikipedia library enables us to search uh, from Wikipedia, get the whole content of the page, or even just a little bit of summary. So let's do something. Yeah, let's do, yeah. So if page. So what is this? So I would like page to be a conditional. Yeah, so query and page. I need to pass them. Like this is syntax. Like not because I'm using it, but even though if you're not using these variables and you're like you're making a web page or something and you're using these, so you have to pass them in the function. So if page, so if a user requests for a page, so how will he request? We'll see afterwards. So okay, so if page, so we can't use it like this. So because it will return us as a string. So I'll just give if page equals to true, and then what will happen if page is true? So I'll just write results results equals to Wikipedia dot summary, then query comma 2. So what did I do here? So I'll just write a couple of lines and then I'm going to explain you. Else elif page equal to false, then okay, so I should write this here, and then I'll just go here up and I'll just click and here. So here I'll just create a variable which is again result equals to Wikipedia dot uh, page. Then we have to give the query as the query. Yeah, query is query. Yeah. So I got confused with variables. Then if we just return Wikipedia dot, so okay, we have to return results. Okay, okay, results dot page. So and here I'll return results dot, okay, I have to return results only here, not anything. Okay, why it's coming results now? Return results. So what did I do here? So before you understand what did I do, let's see what's happening here. I'll just click Control Enter, and yeah, it started, and I just reload my server. Yeah, okay, so it search Wikipedia did not return a valid response. So I did not this, how will Wikipedia give a valid response for this? So if I just go to my slash on my app, I'll be okay. Please sign in. Okay. And this was just to show you, yeah, you can host websites using Flask. But now let's get to this, and we'll just type Wikipedia slash, then we'll type a query like let's search for Toyota. Yeah. So Toyota, then do I want the whole page? Like a summary will give you a summary of Toyota, but the whole page, like if page is true, then it will give you the whole content of the Wikipedia page. So I don't want that now. I'll just give it false. FALSE. So it should give me a response, and so you see, I got the response like Toyota Motor Corporation, Japanese, this thing, this thing, this thing. So I got some information about Toyota, And this is what API is. You think if you're working on a very big project, like very big project, yeah. So we created complicated logic and we don't want it to be like in hands of someone else because we created, yeah, we have to have a hold on it. So and and you also want to market it. So what do the people and the developers and everyone else does? Just launch a API like this. Not with Flask maybe, or they use some other things. But yeah, I'm using Flask here. Some people use Django and all that, but Flask is kind of easy. So let me explain what I wrote here. So here I'm taking two parameters, you can say, query and page. So as they are between these things like greater than less than, so they are treated as variables, and then I'm just passing them in the search Wikipedia function. And then if page is true, like if the user wants the whole page, so he'll write true. Like I'm just giving them the syntax how to use my Wikipedia API. Like actually, you can say it's a API if I launch it. So results is equal to Wikipedia.page query. So we are creating a results variable, and Wikipedia.page gives the whole page. Like it will give us the content, links, resources, then titles and everything. But what do we want? We only want the page and like the content. So what do? We just write results.page like, okay, so not page, I have to write content. Yeah, so I just missed it. And then if page is false, if the user doesn't want a page, then it will return Wikipedia.summary query 2. So what is this? So summary has two parameters. It will it will ask for a query. What you want to search and number of lines of summary, which is two, and then it will return results. So if you want, like we can just get to this Flask app and we'll just input JSONify and let's see what happens. So let's use it. So I'll just make a dictionary. So I'll just results underscore dict, and then I'll just make a dictionary here. So here what I'll do, I'll write query equals to query, and then I'll write a comma. Then what I'll do, I'll just okay, results equals to results. Okay, so why it's giving me this red line? It's not a map. Like it should not give a red line. Cannot be assigned target files. What is the problem? Was not closed. Okay, so I think I have to write it at the same line to make the things work. Like it doesn't recognizes the closing parenthesis. So why is this coming? So okay, results text query equals to query. So what's wrong here? Why it's throwing error? There's nothing wrong here. So I'll just invalid syntax query equals to query then. Is it common? Okay, I think I have to recollect my syntaxes for dictionary. So you can always go to Stack also how to make Python dictionary. Then yeah, you can just go. Okay, so I had to use the columns. So I just used the equal to instead of columns. It should work fine. And then then we'll what will return here? Will return JSONify and then results underscore dict. So let's see what happens. So if you're feeling the video is getting too long and boring, don't leave. We are going to learn some important stuff here. So I think site cannot be reached, of course, because I did not run my app. So you should have seen the app got closed because of those errors, and so you will not get a JSONify response for this. And but if you return true here, yeah, we want the whole page. Yeah, we have so much time. So, okay, so unhashable type Wikipedia page. So what is this error? Results check query results. So I had to return here results dot content. I return the whole result, so I can't return a class like for printing. So that shouldn't have worked. But then also I'm getting the same error. Why? Okay, so I have to. So I'm getting confused with my own thing. So I have to put the columns. So I'll just. So after a few errors, then this should work. So you see, this is the whole thing, and you okay. Okay, so this is Opera. So I think I don't have the Vue.json extension. I'll just go to Opera extensions. If there is Opera extensions, Opera add-ons, then I'll just search for JSON view. Okay, so there is not much like the one which I was expecting. So Opera add-ons are not so good. I have never used this. So I don't know what's this. So I'll just read out this. So yeah, actually it's better than the Google's one. So you see, you're getting something like better. If you use like JSON Beautify or something, so you see query, you can just close this whole object. This object has two things here. If you want, you can just see the type of it. It's auto type. Okay, so you can even insert here. So yeah, this is much better. It's a tree view. This is the code view. And this is the text view, and which is very boring. Tree view is the best. So what did I do here? So let me just change something. I'll just do the same thing here. So I'll just return uh, dictionary here, which will have query equals to query, and then the results results equals to results. And then I'll just run a JSONify. So this JSONify will return our response as a JSON file, and it's lot easy to work with JSON files. Uh, if you're up to providing service to someone else, so false. It should give a response. More, please don't give any errors. So yeah, so you see query and results. So what the person will do, he'll just go at the site, he'll just give this request, and then he'll be like, yeah, then he'll just load the JSON file from here. That's it. So he has to make a post request. Yeah, get request. Yeah, so he'll get the thing. So let's host this for a couple of times. So like, I'll just go to ngrock, and then you see, ngrock is APIs. Like you can just launch your APIs for some time here. Like it's not permanent and it's not the best option. But just log in with my Google account. I don't know which one did I do it. So you just go to your terminal and just type this command, and then it will just install ngrok for you, and then you'll be done, and it will just save your auth token. That's it. Just paste this, but I have already done this, so I'll just host my website. So if you see my okay website or API, you can whatever you say. Okay, so it's running at port 5000. So I'll just change this port. Like I like changing ports. I'll just write port equals to two or okay, port equals to 80. So 80 should be mostly empty, like it should not be in use. So if I go to this, it will just give me it's not found. No, it's what is this? So oh, I need to restart my app. So yeah, then it will start at port 80. So if I just go here, which it should take me. So I'll just type here. I'll just change the so you see that 21 thing, that's the local host and this is the port. So I should get my response in port 80 if port 80 is empty. So yeah, it's free. So what I'll do, I'll just type a command here. I'll just open a new terminal here, add my VS Code, and then I'm just going to type ngrok http and port 80. It's not because I want to match with the documentation, but yeah, port 80 is cool, and even 443 because they are used by web servers. So if I just go to this link and open, so you see your thing is hosted. So app not found. Why? Why is it so like I am here with the thing? Okay, so why is the app not there? So the port is 80 and then ngrok http port 80. So yeah, so http localhost port 80. Yeah, so it should be there. So what I'll do, I'll just 80. I'll just go to port 80 and just see. It's not found. Why? Slash. It's not found. So there's some problem here. So what I'll do, I'll just restart my app. So the problem should probably be solved. So you see it's running on port 80 according to the thing. So I'll just go here. So what's the okay, so I think again port 80 is in use. So I'll just make it 5000, which it was. Then like that's probably the error, I think. Control C, yeah. So I'll just type ngrok http 5000. So it will start my HTTP server at 5000. So I'll just go to this link and I'll just open it. Okay, so what's wrong with this? Okay, so you see visit site. So if I just go and visit site here, okay, so how is my service not? Just go to 5000 here if it's not coming. Okay, I need to columns 5000 slash. Site can't be reached. Why? It's refusing to connect. So I have to look at this problem. So why is it running at port 80? It's running at port 80 now. So I need to again shut down this and let's it should run at port 5000, please. So it's at 5000. So if I just reload this page, my CUC, I got my app. So the disadvantage of using ngrok for hosting your app is like you need to keep your computer on forever from now if you're using this because each time your server gets down or whatever, like you have to close the server. So whenever you generate a new ngrok using the http like this how I did, you get a unique url every time. So you have to again tell your clients, yeah, you have to use this url, they have to change the code, and that's headache. So what people do, yeah, use ubuntu servers and all that. So let's see if it works or not. I'll just wikipedia slash suzuki slash false. So it should give me a JSON response, which it will. So that's it. So this is how you can host your APIs, like, and that's how a basic API works. So they give you a query using the slashes and the routes, and you give them responses in JSON. Like that's how a basic API works. So that's all for today, friends. And it was a good time with you. And please like and subscribe. And it helps a ton and it motivates me to make more educational content like this. So we'll be with you together at the next time. So till then, bye bye.